I want to show you how to build this tiny house and this carport in the space of about a month. But you know what? I'm getting ahead of myself, because you don't start with this. You start right here. Well, I've been home almost 4 hours, so it's time to start a construction project. And we've actually got a big one planned for here. And we love this property, but the downside is the highway is right there. The noise is just atrocious. So got an idea to build carport with kind of a sound wall as a fence to help keep out the noise and also keep the stuff. We love these trees. These live oaks are amazing, but they drop just so much stuff on the cars. It's really bad for all the air intakes, and it's just constant crap in them. So first thing first, got to get this thing, a couple of old orange trees cut up, taken out, we'll get to go. So I'm over here digging a hole and I need to take this stump out, but I feel bad because I'm uprooting an entire family. And remember, ladies and gentlemen, safety first. Heart-colored safety glasses, little diamond heart, that's the safest, you know. Fabulous. So we cut sections of sonotube, 16 inches deep, dug holes, and we buried the sonotubes in here. We'll fill these in with concrete and put post caps on here to take the 4x6s that we're going to use to hold the roof up. Well, at least in my family, I'm probably the first person to use Spanish moss to back reinforce my concrete molds, but I think it's going to kind of work like a net, and it'll help hold the sand down there and avoid blowouts. Need to make sure that our forms are nice and level. We got plenty of backfill around them. Nice. I'm hardly religious. I'd rather break bread with Dawkins than Desmond to be honest. And yes, I have all of the usual objections. Consumerism, commercialization, imitation, religion, westernization of the Palestinian, taken to selling PlayStations and beer. But I still really like I'm looking forward to Christmas, though I'm not expecting a visit from Jesus. I'll be seeing my dad, my brothers and sisters, my gran and my mom, drinking white wine in the sun. Okay, so it's friggin' cold for Florida. Everybody else thinking I'm a maniac because it's like 60 degrees, but I'm freezing, and I need to get these forms stripped. So let's get these forms stripped, check out the concrete, and maybe have to do some sanding where the bowl float didn't get the concrete perfectly flat, because we want to finish this concrete with an epoxy, and so we need it to be pretty flat. And anyway, give it a once over. Check it out. Here we go. Okay, it was a little hard getting the forms off. We had such wet concrete that when we went to scree it off, a lot of it came over the side, just kind of sloshing over. And it came thick enough, especially where the two pads came within 12 inches of each other, that it kind of filled that gap up. So it was a real pain getting it out of there. And some of you might be wondering why we left a 12-inch gap between the two pads. So the one's going to be a parking garage pad and the other is for the rider's retreat. But what I'm really afraid of here is water intrusion at all times. So I left that 12-inch gap because what I'm going to do is I'm going to hoe it all out. And I'm going to put down what's called a French drain. And that will go directly into the sort of storm drain in front of us. And that's all legal. Just taking groundwater and putting it directly into the storm drain, not sewage or any kind of runoff like that. But just directly out there to try and channel any water that ends up between the two pads, because we no longer will have that pad area to absorb the water. So we're going to try and put it directly in the ditch out front, and that's the plan. Let's get after it. Okay, so the next thing I need to do is sand down some of this floor, and I'm going to take you over here because I want you to see what I'm looking at. So if you can see, I've got this little ridge here, and this ridge is just it's not so much, but it's gonna be enough. You know, really this would just be a bad tile junction. But I think there's a little ridge here that's proud. So while this concrete is still green, you can generally get a little sand on, even though it's been 10 days. I think I can get this down a little bit. Let's go get the big orbital sander and see.